Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Beyond the Trend studios in historic downtown Vero Beach in the beautiful Indian River County. That is kind of the topic of today's conversation. I'm sitting here with Commissioner Joe Earman. Welcome, Joe.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here. This is a fascinating,
Oh, well,
interesting. Well,
thank you.
I'm in my old insurance agent's office, Jim Thompson's office of Buckingham Wheeler, talking about the county. It's pretty neat.
It's kind of interesting how this whole town, a lot of times you end up coming full circle if you're here long enough.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it was very kind of Irina and Let's Talk Vero to get us together so that the constituents of Indian River County can get to know you a little bit better as a person and not just based on policy.
That's right.
So I have a list of questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's
All
do
right.
it. All right. First of all, Joe, where are you from originally?
I am from Vero Beach, Indian River County, born and raised, fourth generation.
Fourth generation. Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
What kind of business was your family in?
Well, my family, let's see. Well, I'm going to have to go back a little bit now. Actually, my great-grandfather and my grandfather, as a young man, on my mother's side, moved from southern Georgia down here with no money, no anything, just a transportation to get them down here in like 1923.
Wow.
Because the citrus business was beginning to start. Flagler was building a railroad on the East Coast, and they moved down here. In 1928, my grandfather on my dad's side of the family moved here to farm. He moved up from West Palm Beach. His family was well entrenched in West Palm Beach. My great-grandfather was the founder of the Palm Beach Post newspaper.
Oh, wow.
And then sold that many years later and became a municipal judge. So they were very well entrenched in Palm Beach at the time, because that was Henry Flagler's headquarters basically for the railroad.
Right.
And Mr. Flagler had already appointed my great-grandfather, the father of my great-grandfather that started that's being my great-great-grandfather, my great-grandfather that started the Palm Beach Post. Henry Flagler had already made his dad mayor of Palm Beach.
Oh, interesting.
Because the railroad was being built, and people needed a place to stay and jobs, and they needed a city, and they needed laws and ordinances and all that stuff. So Flagler actually told my great-great-grandfather, whose name was John Earman, hey, we need to form a city. You're the mayor. Get it done.
And that was here in Vero?
Is what? I'm sorry.
That was Vero Beach?
That was in Palm Beach.
That was in Palm Beach.
Yeah, West Palm Beach was
So that wasn't even a proper city at the time.
No,
oh,
right.
Wow. Okay.
In the early 1920s, when the railroad was being built, it wasn't a proper city yet. City of Palm Beach might have been, but West Palm Beach was not.
Interesting.
So West Palm Beach. It was the first mayor, and was basically done just by Henry Flagler's order. It wasn't done with any government.
There wasn't a lot of paperwork involved.
No, it was just different times.
It was different times.
So getting back to the original story, my grandfather on my dad's side moved here in 1928 and farmed. He opened a couple of different businesses, and a matter of fact, the building down at the end, the Art Reality Furniture Store, used to be called the Farmers Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandfather was into farming, but he had a background in finance. He attended Cornell University. The Depression was just coming on at the time. Many banks around the nation, and even the state of Florida, failed. The government was trying to get the people 100% of their money back. Some cases they didn't, so like their savings accounts and deposits and stuff like that. They contacted my grandfather, who liquidated this bank for the federal government and a few others in the area, and got the people 100% of their money back.
Wow.
So after things kind of cooled down, he took the Farmers Bank over and opened it as the Indian River Citrus Bank.
Right down here.
Right down here on the corner.
Very cool.
And,
I've seen there's a huge vault in there still.
There is, and there was an underground tunnel that went across the road to what would now be the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Office. That was part of the bank. There's an underground tunnel on the road, but it's been sealed off.
Mm.
But I have been in it many times when I was a
Okay.
youngster.
Okay.
So my granddad started that bank, and then many years later, he sold it to Warren Hatfield and a few other people here in town, and got out of it. And he opened Blue Crystal Water and Ice, which provided ice and water to people. And then in 1949, my dad opened a business here in town called Earman Oil Company.
Hmm.
And it served gasoline, oil, lubricants to basically the burgeoning citrus industry that was coming to the county. They all needed diesel fuel and oil for their pumps and tractors and all that sort
Absolutely.
of stuff.
Yeah.
And that was my dad's business. And my granddad kind of got out of the he'd been out of the bank. He got out of the water and ice business and sold that to my dad. And so that was part of my dad's company. So my family's been here a long time and in many businesses. And on my mother's side, her family was in the citrus business. My grandfather on that side was manager of a packing house here
Wow.
and everything else. But so we've been here since 1923.
That's amazing. So you guys have been living, working, and serving Indian River County for a long time. What made you decide to run for commissioner?
Well, for my career, I graduated from college, from Indian River State College at the time, got accepted at Florida State and was going to go, but I decided I wanted to do something, be a police officer or be a fireman. I chose to be a fireman. I was a firefighter here in Indian River County for 35 and a half years, retired in 2015
Wow.
with a rank of captain, was in charge of A shift at the time that was 75 personnel. Now there's more. But that's what I did for 35 and a half years. Worked odd jobs on my days off, worked for my dad while he was still in business, worked for my brother-in-law and did some other stuff here, that all firemen do on their days off to help supplement their income for their family. My wife and I have been married, my wife Liz and I have been married for 40 years, 41 years actually. And
Congratulations.
we have two sons. One of them you may know, Ben
Yep.
Earman, is with the Chamber of Commerce, Director of Tourism for the county.
Everybody loves what he's doing.
And he's doing great things. And then my youngest son, Sam, his brother, has been a sheriff's deputy with the sheriff's department for 10 years.
Oh, that's great.
But I've actually probably maybe 11 or 12 now that I think about it, but at least maybe 11, I think for sure. So he's been there about 11 years at the sheriff's office.
So everyone in the family is kind of working towards serving the county in some type of way.
It seems like it. I think so. My wife was in the assisted living business. She ran Renaissance Senior Living, which is right down the road here for many years. She retired and now she works part-time for the health department because I'm busy at least 3 days a week. So she said, I'm going to go do something. And she knew some of the ladies at the health department, and they asked her to come on board and do inspections of assisted livings and things like that. So
take care of our seniors.
She really does. She does that 3 days a week, and she loves it. So
excellent.
Yeah, she's doing some good things out there. But so yeah, I'm fortunate that most all my family is still in Indian River County. My granddaughter's here. I have a 7-year-old granddaughter.
Oh my.
And they're all here in the county. My oldest sister lives in Stewart, so we see them quite often.
Right down the road,
My other sister lives up in South Carolina, but she comes down quite a bit. She's always here quite a bit. Both my parents had passed away a few years ago, so but we're in good shape. So yeah, our roots go deep here.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned your sister comes to visit often. When people come to visit you here in the county, where do you like to take them? What are some favorite spots?
Well, when we have friends come that haven't been here a while, or we do new people, or maybe they're just new to the county, maybe they lived here and I got to know them and stuff and struck up a friendship. My first thing is that they need to go see the Indian River Lagoon. So I have a boat. I'm a fisherman, outdoorsman, love sports and fishing and hunting and all those cool things.
Yeah.
I'm not 25 years old anymore, but I still try to get out there and play men's softball and
good for you.
And, do all that kind of stuff. So I would take them on the Indian River Lagoon because it's still a fascinating place. All the diverse wildlife and ecological things that are out there, and it's just really a great experience for anybody to see that. My second choice would be, and I have a good friend that's in the airboat business, would take them on an airboat ride of the marshes in the area out west in western Indian River County. Because I'm an outdoors guy, and I really think those are important to see. But if I was going to take them to dinner somewhere, I think I'd have to take them to the Ocean Grill first,
It's a classic, yeah.
and then just because it's so iconic,
Mm-hmm.
and the food is great, and the service has always been impeccable.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, go to some other of the restaurants we have here in the county that are also good. Let them go see, Mickey Botanical Gardens, which I can remember as a young kid, it being Mickey Jungle Gardens.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
So,
Yeah.
but it
I
had
feel like a
animals
jungle
and
is a really
toilets,
apt term for most of the foliage down here.
Yep, so we went there. But I would take them there and a few other places. You just see throughout the county. It didn't have to be necessarily commercial or anything like that. There's just a lot of pretty locations still here in the county. Of course, you got to go to the beach, but there's certain beach areas that are more inviting than others. And so you just have to pick the right ones.
Yeah.
I don't want to single anybody out because they're all beautiful.
That's fair.
Yep.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty good tour to me.
Yep.
Those are all places that I love to go to. All right, so shifting gears a little bit. So you're getting up in the morning, you're going to go have a long day at the office, shuffling papers, dealing with the state, dealing with the cities, doing whatever you guys do over there. Do you start the day with coffee?
I do not. I don't drink coffee. I'm an anomaly. I was a firefighter for 35 and a half years. Coffee was a staple item. It had to be done. If you was a rookie, you had to make sure that the coffee was up and running by the time everybody got up
you were
in the
the
morning.
coffee guy.
Or if you had a late call and,
Yeah.
or in the morning or sometime early in the morning and you need coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. So believe it or not, I'm, like I said, it's rare. I still paid for all the coffee because it was a pool of money. But
That's good of you.
I never drank coffee. So for
Feed
35
everyone
years, I
else's
paid for
caffeine
something
addiction.
I never drank. So,
Well, good for you.
So, but it was just part of the deal. It was part of the fraternity of being a firefighter that everybody chipped into the coffee fund, and it was there if you wanted it or not.
Right. Take care of each other, right?
That's
Just in
right.
case. Yeah. Do you have any type of other morning routine that you like to do?
No, I get up normally about 6:30 because I saw your one question about pets, so I introduced them. I have two golden retrievers to make sure I'm up by 6:30 in the morning.
They are really good alarm clocks, those dogs. Mm-hmm.
And we live next to a lake, so I have ducks. So the ducks have to go out by day, day break. They like to be up by 6:30 in the morning.
Oh, do they come in at night?
They live on the lake. They're Pekin ducks, and there's white ducks with the yellow bills, and so we take care of. We got them when they were little, and
nice.
They flourished on the lake, and that's their territory, and so they have to be let out every morning. So that's how I start my day, with basically my animals feeding the dogs, feeding the ducks.
Sounds very nice and peaceful. A little duck watching on the pond in the morning.
Yeah, and then I get up and get ready for the day.
Excellent. Well, you've mentioned a few hobbies. So you like to hunt and fish. Is there anything else you guys like to do to kind of unwind, either yourself or as a family?
My wife likes to watch certain TV shows, and I'll join her in on that, at night if we're not doing anything.
Is there anything good that you've watched lately?
She likes to do that. I think the last thing I probably watched binged was the Jack Reacher series with, Alan Rickson, the big guy.
Yeah.
I like that kind of stuff, the Clint Eastwoods, John Wayne, stuff like that.
My husband's the same. Anything action related, it's fair game.
So the Reacher stuff's really good. It's based on the book. And if you ever read the books are not necessarily like the Tom Cruise version. This is much more like the books, the one that's on Amazon, I think.
Isn't it a little more gritty now or something?
Yeah,
they say.
Right. It is. I mean, what he is. He's a big guy and just,
Yeah.
And just does what he has to do to do the right thing for the right reason. So that was probably the last thing that I kind of, if you want to call binge watch, that I made sure, we watched it every time the new episode came.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a sports guy, like College World Series, baseball's on right now. I just watched the women's softball, World Series.
Oh, wow.
I love sports. I love football, college football, NFL and Major League Baseball. I'm mostly a primary football, baseball fan. I don't watch as much basketball as I used to. And in hockey, I did get to go see my first live hockey game over in Tampa earlier this year.
Oh, how was that?
Never been to a hockey game. Loved it. It was fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm from Chicago, so a lot more hockey up there. So we used to do a lot of that growing up.
Yeah, but being born and raised here, ice and hockey, ice skating were really a big thing for us.
Now that makes a lot of sense. Um, if you were not in public service, what do you think you might do instead?
Well, I was a firefighter for 35 and a half years, but my dream job, because I'm a sports guy, was always be a small college baseball coach.
Oh, that would be cool.
I forgot to mention this, I also do umpire baseball. I umpire high school baseball through the Florida High School State Athletic Association. And I do umpire high school baseball, and I work a lot of umpiring jobs out at the Jackie Robinson complex.
Oh, interesting.
Like
Okay.
this weekend, I think we had the Hank Aaron Invitational. I don't know if I think I don't have any games for this, but I've done those in the past because I've just got some other stuff to do this weekend that I have to do. But we have that. We have the RBI series coming up. We just got done with some big tournaments in here. So I do a lot out at Jackie Robinson. So I still umpire high school and youth baseball.
That's cool.
Yeah, I do some college every now and then, especially if it's out of Jackie Robinson, because
Yeah.
it's a little different scenario how they have to do that. Mostly those are inter squad or practice games, but it's still fun to do college.
That's a nice way to spend the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a more of a sports guy. I
Yeah.
turn it on, I watch sports on TV more than most shows.
That's the go-to.
So
That
yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What's a great piece of advice that you've received over the years?
I've received a lot of advice because when you're a fireman for 35 years, everybody has an opinion
So some
in
of
the
it was maybe
station.
not great advice, but you were still giving it.
Well, my dad always said that being second is the first loser.
Mm.
So strive to be the best. Strive to do what you need to do. Just be honest and forthright about stuff. And that's kind of always been my motto. Is as a commissioner, it may not be the most popular thing, but I want to make sure I do the right thing. And I used that throughout my life, even when I was a supervisor and a captain at the fire department, and, stuff. I mean, there was times I was really good friends with somebody, and we'd have heart to heart about somebody,
Mm.
about something.
Mhm.
But when we got done, we were able to walk away still as friends because it wasn't personal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
so
think that's a special
we
skill
try to keep
set.
that separate. It's tough sometimes when you're a supervisor or you're a manager or a business owner. Again, you have friends. Sometimes it's very difficult. Some people don't do it very well, and I think some of those people I have a conversation with, we're still best friends.
Mm. Do you think it's easier or harder to be a commissioner in a small town or community where you kind of know everybody?
It has its pros and cons. When it's somebody I know where they're coming from. I know their motive. I know what they're asking me
Mm-hmm.
because I know what kind of person they are.
That
And it's
makes
for a
sense.
reason. I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, we get questions from a lot of builders. Hey, Joe, my permit, can you speak? My permit has been there a long time. Can you check on it for me? I'll check it on for me. And it's not something they're asking me to do as a favor to them. Time is money to them, and I get that. And if there's some reason that we're not producing on our side, I want to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still a
Right.
process that every permit, everything that we do has to go through. So like that we can't overlook.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, hey, I need to go check. Let me go check with the planning department and say, hey, where is this permit at? And they'll tell me, and I call that person back and say, hey, they're about done reviewing it. Give them another 5 days, then it'll be ready. But
Mm-hmm.
so it's not like anything else. The people I don't know, I'm pretty good at reading people. I want to make sure that they're sincere and it's not something that's unreasonable. And if it is, I'll tell them what the process is and how it works. And most of it is a lot of people, even people who have lived here a long time, they still don't know the process of what the
Sure.
county does and how things happen or what we do or how things are done, how
Yeah.
things are decided, how things are paid for. I mean, I wish that we could fix every pothole in the county today,
Yeah. Don't we all?
but
It doesn't work like that though.
we can only fix so many potholes a day.
Sure. Yep.
You know, we only have so many people. We have so much
So much
asphalt to
time.
fix it with. We only
Mm-hmm.
have this. I mean, it's a process, and then things happen during those days that crew gets pulled on something else. So something as simple as that, you know, we try to, you know, at least give people an answer. I mean, when I got elected in 2020, customer service was my priority at the county, and we wanted to make sure that was taking place. And I think we've greatly improved. We still need to improve some more, but I think we have greatly improved.
That's wonderful. Yeah, it's so important. It makes a big difference for people. Um, on that note, is there something that you could tell people about how they could get more engaged with what's happening at a county level?
Sure, if you ever have a question, like if you don't know whether you want to remodel your house, for
Mm-hmm.
instance,
Mm-hmm.
oh, do I need a permit or not? Just call and ask. Call staff and ask. Somebody there will help you.
Just
Call
call into
me.
the county.
Call me. I mean, if you go on the website, got all our phone numbers, all the information on it.
Okay.
You know, call us because we don't want you to proceed with if you're supposed to be permitted. We don't want you to proceed without a permit, then get caught, and then there's problems and it costs a lot more money.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we want to make sure that they get out to get engaged on different issues. Again, you can call any of our staff. They'll tell you, or call the commissioners. We meet on Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock every other Tuesday, twice a month.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, come to the meetings. And sometimes you'll find them they're very interesting. Sometimes they may not be, but it's things we have to do. We're talking about
Right.
them for a reason.
Right.
So come and, you know, just and watch and see what goes on. I mean, you can watch them on TV too, on a video. It's broadcast live,
Yeah, and they can find that
so
on the
they can do that
website,
too.
right?
You know, just go on the website. I think a lot of people, if they want to get to learn more about it, you can learn a lot just from the county website
Yeah.
as to what we do. But if you have a particular question about anything, not just about a permit, about what are you doing about the Indian River Lagoon, call
Mm.
us.
Okay.
You know, call us. Don't be afraid to ask.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
All right. You heard him, folks. Just call him. Before we wrap up today, in honor of the Indian River County's 100-year centennial that we're all excited to celebrate, what is something that you love about Florida or Indian River County specifically? And is there any kind of interesting history about it that you would like to share?
History. I got a lot of history.
Well, we only
I
have a
forgot
few
to
more
mention
minutes.
that I'm a history buff and I love history. I love local history. I love United States history, state of Florida history. Those are kind of my passions. That's probably the last book I read was not, I've read many books on national and state history,
Mhm.
but I think that was the kind of the last book I read but I've read many books about history and stuff. Yeah, some history buffs, so I love it. So the best thing about Florida is just Florida has always been unique. It's always been different. The climate's so much different than most of the country. Not like South Georgia, which can really be hot, and South Alabama and Louisiana,
Mhm.
even South parts of South Carolina. But it's just unique in what we do. We don't have snow. We don't have ice. We don't have mountains.
Right.
We don't have, you know, raging rivers like the Mississippi or the Missouri or something like
Right, right,
that
right,
coming
right.
through. But we have so much other things, so much diversity, so much diversity in our wildlife. I mean,
Mhm.
just all kinds of stuff. You know, we're the fishing capital of the world. I mean, pretty much,
Mhm.
at least of the United States. But we're definitely the fishing capital. Florida is just so unique. Um, I wouldn't know. I mean, I've been in snow, I've been skiing and everything else, but I had a friend that moved down here about 20 years ago from Buffalo, New York, and he was telling me about the winters in Buffalo. And I said, dude, why are you even living there?
It's shocking that these huge cities get built in the icy tundras of the north. Yeah.
I wouldn't know anything about that. I mean, I've been in snow. I know to put chains on the tires or whatever
Right.
sometimes. I've driven in it, but I've never lived in it for an extended period of time. It's been on a vacation basis, you know, skiing trip or something like that. I don't know. You don't have to deal with that down here. People complain about hurricanes. I can't tell you how many hurricanes I've been through in my lifetime, or bad storms, or bad afternoon thunderstorms.
Mm-hmm.
And you just kind of learn to adapt. Not that that's a good, they're a bad thing because hurricanes are the worst thing that can happen, especially if it's a powerful one. But we, we just as Floridians, we were just able to adapt to that stuff.
Yeah.
Especially people that are native because
Hmm.
they know about it. It's just not as hard. A hurricane would be extremely hard for somebody that just moved down here from Connecticut,
Right.
and
I
a
think
year
it
later,
that is when
here
it's
comes
the
a
most
hurricane.
intimidating.
I can imagine the terror and the angst in their thoughts or their as to what they're encountering because me, okay,
It
as
is.
long as my roof doesn't come off, we'll over a tree fall on my house,
Mm-mm.
we'll overcome and adapt. Yeah, we got a lot of cleanup and a lot of mess when they're done,
Hmm.
and it's inconvenient as heck, but we'll deal with it.
Overcome and adapt.
Yep. So,
That's a good perspective.
but Florida's just a really cool place.
I think so. I'm very fortunate to be here. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you so much for continuing to do the good work that you do to help keep Indian River County beautiful and prospering and all the things. And thanks for joining me today.
I'm glad to do it. Pleasure to do it anytime.
Perfect. Well, we'll have to do a follow up here in a little bit. But everyone, that was Commissioner Joe Earman, and you heard that you can get a hold of him via the county website. What is the website? IRC,
For yeah, it's
the county?
the website's just you can go to IndianRiverCounty.gov.
IndianRiverCounty.gov. It could not be simpler. So,
Indian River, not county, just Indian River. I'm sorry.
IndianRiver.gov.
Right.
Reach out to a commissioner, talk to somebody on staff, get to know what's happening at the county level, get involved, get engaged, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.